Morning and welcome. I'm Josephine Corcoran, holistic career coach and astrologer. And this is my astrology for business forecast for the week ahead, for the week commencing what's the date today? 8th of March. The week ahead, we have such a lovely combination of energies that we can use in business and we can also use in our personal lives. And before I go any further, for those of you who are tuning in perhaps for the first time, I just wanted to give you the heads up. If you're watching on Facebook, you can hit the sign me up button and that will take you to a PDF document with a full rundown of what's happening with all the planets and the sun and the moon this week, and how you can use the energy of what's happening this week to support your business activities and your planning for the week ahead. So as above, what's happening with the stars, the planets, and the way in which they're talking to one another, for want of another term, it gives a really strong indication of whatever the archetypal energies that are at play up in the sky. When we look at that, we can see it reflecting down here on Earth, and we can see it reflecting in the opportunities that we've got available to, from a professional perspective, how we can activate that. And I'm really passionate about supporting people to work in a conscious way, to actually align the work that they're doing with what's happening in the cycles of nature and the cycles of the planets and the sun and the moon. So yes, this week is really, it's quite a delicious energy and the reason I say delicious is it's kind of a slow a week, and there's not as many hard aspects happening. So there's less internal agitation that we're going to be experiencing like we have over the past couple of weeks. Hi, Fran, thanks for joining. And so that's a nice reprieve to have. And considering we're in the last quarter phase of the moon this week, and it will be a new moon at the end of the week, and I'll talk a little bit about that today. In Pisces, it's a new moon. But the first thing that I wanted to say is that what we had happen last week was we had Venus change signs. Venus moved out of Aquarius and into Pisces. And so in terms of our desire to collaborate and to connect with others, it definitely has brought a sensitivity. It's heightening our intuition and our creativity, but also it really invites us to think about who we want to partner with to make our dreams come true, our professional dreams. And when I say dreams, I'm also talking about the vision for your business and the vision for your professional career. What direction do you want to take that in? So this week, well, over the coming weeks with Venus in Pisces, there's definitely this strong desire to collaborate and connect with people who you feel are operating on the same level of consciousness or conscious awareness about how they go about doing their business as you do. And the other thing that happened last week, last week was the week before, we have Mars moved out of Taurus, where it was for a very long time, about 8 weeks or so, and now Mars has moved into Gemini. And with Mars in Gemini, there is this shift in terms of our intrinsic drive and our motivation. So there is a much stronger drive to be juggling a few things at the same time. This concept of multitasking is very strong at the moment, feeling like you want to address a range of different things. And also, it's interesting, Gemini, the energy of Gemini is all about duality, and sometimes it can mean we might have to do things a couple of times, but it's also about coming up with different ideas and looking at things from different intellectual perspectives. That's a theme that's happening this week. All right, so what I really wanted to do was talk about the moon this week, and just as a reminder, if you're tuning in for the first time, the reason we look at the moon and the cycle of the moon is the moon essentially rules our emotions. So it does inform how we feel about things, and therefore the sign that the moon is in informs the sort of activities that we feel drawn to being involved with and taking, being connected with. So if we look at the moon this week, today the moon is in Capricorn, which is a practical earth sign, and it's all about results, and it's very connected to business. So today is a really great day, even if you're on holidays. If you're on holidays, you can think about practical things that you can be doing to just get jobs done around the house, or just getting a little bit organized. From a business perspective, Capricorn's a really great energy to be looking at finances, to be looking at checking it, looking at how you're going with your goals. How are you tracking with the milestones towards your goals? So today being very focused on let's get some results happening. Then what's going to happen, the moon's in Capricorn for most of Tuesday as well, but it will be moving into Aquarius at 6:40 p.m. on Tuesday night. Now, this is bearing in mind we're talking Sydney time or Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. So you'll need to just adjust the time for your area. But we've got the moon move is in Aquarius on Tuesday from 6:40 p.m. all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and then it will change early on Friday morning. Now, Aquarius is always an amazing opportunity for networking, for disseminating your ideas or sharing your ideas. And so use this, it's a really powerful week for getting together with like-minded people. It's also a very powerful time for thinking about the big picture perspective. And with that Aquarian energy being focused generally at any issues to do with social and environmental impact. So there's a really strong call, even though the moon is waning all week. Essentially, we are moving towards the new moon, and by the end of the week, we're literally going to be wanting to go within and to release and to let go, to make space for the new moon to happen. But in the lead up to that, from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, definitely be getting out there and connecting with other people in business. If you haven't got any appointments set up, or if you're thinking about people that you would be good for you to be sparking ideas with, get on the phone today and set some meetings up and put them in your diary. All right, so once the moon moves into Pisces on Friday morning, early Friday morning, 1:43 a.m. to be exact, our sense, the moon in Pisces is always a much more sensitive energy. Our intuition is on high alert. We feel much more connected to the essence of the spiritual side of ourselves, and we can feel things much more deeply when it comes to Pisces. And so when we have the new moon happening in Pisces, it's a really lovely opportunity to sit down and to set goals and intentions around your biggest dreams. Now, when I talk about your biggest dreams, also the dreams of what you can do to make a very big difference. Pisces is a deeply compassionate sign, and it's strongly connected to the idea of how I can be selfless, how can I do things to help those that are in need. And Pisces energy can also help us heal old wounds. Now, it can then be a really lovely time under this new moon to set some goals around, if you know there's areas of yourself that or patterns of behavior that are holding you back. This could be a really lovely time for you to set some goals or intentions around your own personal and professional development, to let go of, to find the right person to support you to move into being operating from your heart, operating in terms of creating, being your greatest self and tapping into that genius zone within you. So if you know you're ready to let go of those things that are holding you back and really fully step into being your full version of amazingness without the negative voice going on in the background, this is a great new moon to start something along those lines. Now, in the PDF, it does talk about, I've given you some questions that you can use to stimulate your thoughts about the sorts of goals that you would like to be setting. And it's also a very powerful time from a creative and imaginative perspective to set goals around what sorts of activities you want to be, what sort of creative projects you'd like to start under this new moon. And if you can tell or you sense that your intuition is growing, and that might be happening because you're experiencing more dreams or you're having more coincidences, or there's things that are happening, you're thinking, wow, I really kind of felt like I knew that was going to happen, and then it happened. If your intuition is ramping up and you want to continue to grow it, then set an intention under this new moon to find a way to nourish and to nurture and to help that grow. All right, so that's a wrap for this week, but I'm so excited to be able to share that this week is really a beautiful week for connecting with others, and also for connecting with your intuition and growing that spiritual conscious side of yourself. But in order to do that, the most important thing to do is to make sure you slow down. Make sure you make some time to set some time aside to be on your own and to do some breath work or to do some meditation or guided meditation or just doing some transcendental meditation, whatever your version of meditation looks like, even if it's a walk or a swim on your own. Allow time and space for deep reflection at the end of this week and around the new moon, and you will be gifted insights and thoughts and connected to your dreams. That will be the gift that will result from you taking some time out for yourself. All right, so wishing you an amazing, amazing week ahead in business. We're in a very powerful time for dreaming. We're in a powerful time for moving and adjusting and breaking through. So I wish you all the best. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.